explain to us the difference between Infinite Skillz, B.A.S.E Inc., the True School Glee Club. These that kind of, you know, there's some what do they call it? Like the Venn, the intersecting circles, and who, you know, like somebody said, well, you're not on the bill on the show, you're not on the flyer, but it says B.A.S.E Inc. So explain to us the history. You originally came down from Virginia. Give us some of that backstory.
Yeah, I moved down from Virginia in 2003. Love VA. That's home. It's always going to be home. But there are multiple different reasons why I had to leave or whatever. The least, not the least of those was traffic, which I hate 95 traffic. But as far as music goes, that's kind of where I really found my voice. I just finished school, was looking for my first job out of college, whatever, frustrated with that or whatever, and like, you know, that whole 6 months before your student loans kick in or whatever. So I had that I'm about to be broke as hell angst going or whatever, and I just wrote a bunch of songs and like basically did one take for like a whole album of stuff or whatever, which no one will ever hear that album if I control it. It sold like 20 copies, and I made like actually no, it sold like 10, and like the 10 that I made or whatever with the technology back.
You can will that record to me too.
What's that?
How about that? You can will me the masters.
No, that's actually in the safe. That's in the safe in the crib, like hidden deep underneath my bed. So. There's like 10 people who could like ruin me basically with the old like those are like my first 10 tracks. But moved down here, found a job in the TV industry. That's my day job. I do have a day job, which I think is also important for underground and independent artists or whatever. So you gotta. The money doesn't affect your music. That's but
that's right.
Moved down here, started making moves. Like I said.
Now why? But why Tampa? Like why?
It's
Why
a top
here?
15 market as far as TV goes. You know, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, whatever.
And what do you do at the?
I do a lot of different things. Videographer work. I've done producer work. You know, writing for TV. Produce news. Distance learning education. CD, DVD duplication and authoring or whatever. So, and basically anything in the control room of a TV station I can dabble in or whatever. So I just wanted to be in that industry because that's what I went to school for or whatever. And so this was a good area. I had a contact, and I was actually trying to do sports journalism too. And St. Pete Times is one of the top papers in the nation. So I did some stringer work with them. Got like 200 bylines with them in the 5 years that I've been here or whatever. Which I'm pretty proud of that or whatever. But like there was just a whole lot of different opportunities in a lot of different areas that kind of met the different things that I like to try to do, and so St. Pete's been really good.
I mean, how well did you research it? Like you hopped on. You seem to know the markets pretty well. Did you compare? What other cities did you consider, like before you ended up with Tampa?
Well, I went undergrad in Atlanta, so Atlanta was the city that I considered. Obviously, DC. There's a ton of. I mean, that's a top 5 market, but you don't normally get a starting job out of school in a market that huge or whatever. So there was a short list. I mean, Tampa, St. Pete, DC, Atlanta, Dallas. I'm a huge Cowboys fan, so you know, I'm still a little younger. You kind of want to be able to have fun and do the things that you want to do or whatever. So and I knew someone down here. One of my classmates when I was in grad school. His family moved down here or lived down here. He was like, you know, come on down, whatever, we'll give you a place to live, whatever, while you're trying to set yourself up or whatever. So I was like, you know what? Didn't like what I was doing at home, packed up my stuff in the U-Haul, wrote down. Actually, the story's on my album, a song called Paper Chase, which you have played on Smash Radio.
Yes.
That song basically tells the story of me moving from Virginia to Florida. But moved down here, met up with these dudes who you know, friends of yours, Cuban Sandwich Crisis.
That's right.
You know, used to go to a lot of their shows out at Limey, so you know, shout out to Cuban Sandwich Crisis.
And you're on their record too.
And I'm on their second album or whatever, a song called My Liberation.
That's right.
And just learned a little bit about the actual producing of music and the recording from them. And you know, they're the first ones that told me about condenser mics or whatever. So you know, I'm always asking questions about that side. You know, trying to wear different hats.
Yeah.
And so they taught me about that, and that really improved my sound or whatever. And you know, once I got to a point where I liked it, because I'm pretty picky with the music I listen to, and once I got to the point where I liked my music, I knew I had something or whatever, and I just started started pushing that, you know, in all my free time whenever I wasn't working. And at this point, like, I feel like I have 2 day jobs or 2 full-time jobs.
Sure.
So, just building up a fan base down here and like really just trying to set the deck.
So how lucky? How much luck have you had getting? Who's your counterpart in B.A.S.E?
FAT.
How much luck have you had courting him and getting him to come join you? I mean, how close are we to? This show.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he's come down twice.
Okay.
Well, this will be the second time he'll be coming down to do shows or whatever.
I mean, do we need to take him to Mons Venus? Like, what do we need to do?
We need the full court press because
Yeah.
like, I feel like once he gets down here and like we can do shows on the regular, it's sky's the limit because everything that we've done together at this point has been really well received. I mean, we're different artists and we're both legitimate solo artists in our own right, and we have more songs separate than we have together. But that's just because it makes more sense when we do it together. When we record together, the song comes out better than as opposed to me recording in one studio in Florida and him recording in a different studio, because the whole collaborative effort or whatever. Like, so whenever I go home on vacation, we try to do a track. Actually, that track we're gonna play in a little bit, 49ers, was recorded on one of my trips home. Actually, this past January when I went home for the inauguration.
Together.
Yeah, we were both there. So put it together. It's gonna be submitted to the soundtrack. So hopefully, we'll get on that, and that's gonna be distributed by Universal. So
for the what?
Movie called Speed Dating or whatever.
Is that the new Miley Cyrus movie?
No, but shout out to Miley Cyrus.
Yes, shout out to all lesbians out there.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I got no. If they're white, if they're white girls, holla at your boy.
There you go. Well, let's hear 49ers. This is from B.A.S.E. We're gonna roll into N.O.I.S.E. From our very own Infinite Skillz, and
Produced
then
by
into
JD.
a song called Never from Nice Crispy. So we'll go into 49ers by B.A.S.E.
Let's go. She wants that gold, 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 she wants that gold. I never love a girl that depends on me. Work hard for the money and it ain't for free. If you looking for a ride, don't be looking at me. Ain't no gold digging hole, don't be rolling with me. Put her out when you find her, another 49er. Put her out, put her out, put her out when you find her, another 49er. Put her out, put her out. Sweet at first, while she scheming your turf. When she grips it, then she flips it, you gon' see the reverse. The demons are nerfed as soon as she sees what you're worth. Don't never let her get to the for better or worse. You'll get a ring around your eye before I put one in your finger. Sizing a brother up, thinking about what I'ma bring in. Not Louis, not Gucci, and it won't be Prada. That means it's gon' be nada. Don't waste your time trying to bother me, chick. You gotta be sick, thinking I'm your lottery tick. No, baby, that ain't my game. If you're really that thirsty, better check T-Pain. Get a job, quit being a whore. Stop with that gold rush, hit not Frank Gore. You can call it what you call it, but you can't get in my wallet. Going after gold harder than Phelps in the water. Hey, never love a girl that depends on me. Work hard for the money and it ain't for free. If you looking for a ride, don't be looking at me. Ain't no gold digging hole, don't be rolling with me. Put her out when you find her, another 49er. Put her out, put her out, put her out when you find her, another 49er. Put her out, put her out.
I don't need you spending my money, I do it fine. I don't gotta buy shit to get a honey on the grind. Sipping on Corona, you don't even get a lime. You can see I gotta watch, you don't even get the time. Only love to see you when you leaving out the house. Wouldn't buy you a drink to wash my semen out your mouth. Get your feet up off my couch, put them over your head. Put a towel down before I let you lay on my bed. See, I don't clown around, pocket picking chickens are the worst. If I die first, I'm bringing my money in the hearse. If it's cash you need, then you need to get a job. Better get it through your head, I'm not a free ride. Ass gas or a bus pass. I'm the type of dude that lock the window when I bust ass. Hate a 49er like a St. Louis Rams fan. Put it on my mama for the way that I am. I never love a girl that depends on me. Work hard for the money and it ain't for free. If you looking for a ride, don't be looking at me. Ain't no gold digging hole, don't be rolling with me.
Put her out when you find her, another 49er.